This is a classic case of people using social media as a form of therapy. Now, if I was Child Protective Services, I would come and take that child immediately. She came online saying that she may have a problem loving her child because of the situation she has with the child's father. She said a whole host of things, but the way that she's speaking is alarming. Now, this right here, when you see this, and her idea of wanting to have a baby and all these things is what I talk about with casual sex. Just having a baby. Nobody made her have a baby. She had a baby. She allowed a man to go into her, put a child in her, and then she had a child. Now accountability is showing up, and she done lost it. She need therapy. She need help real bad. But I've been warning you guys against this type of stuff for years on my channel, where I said casual sex is destroying the black community. But nobody cares. Everybody just wants to do what they want to do. And then you see a lot of women. I always tell the women, you get stuck with this kind of stuff. Let's listen to the second half of what she had to say, and then we'll come right back.
Everybody wants a baby and a baby mama and a baby daddy so fucking bad, bro. People change, babies grow up, and kids do not go away. And neither does your baby daddy or baby mama. You're gonna be tied to them no matter what, bro. No matter what. You come into become a grandparent, they become a fucking grandparent. Your kid graduate college, they ain't gotta be there. If it's somebody that you hate, if it's somebody that you detest, if it's somebody that you really, you don't want to have a kid by them, if it's somebody that beats you, that disrespects you, like whatever the case is, like you don't. Having the child is not a joke, and I don't see enough people talking about it. Y'all always trying to glamorize parenthood. Talk about the downs, bro. People need to start talking about the downs to save the younger generation. That's how you break generational curses. That's how you stop them. You wait, and you have kids when you're ready. You wait and you have kids by somebody that you know, somebody that you love, somebody that you're compatible.
My son is not coming home today. At this point, I don't even know if I want him to ever come home. I really hate his dad, and it makes it so hard for me to like and care for him the way a mother should. Y'all will probably drag me in my comments, but I have to live in my truth. My baby daddy was bragging about how he took my virginity, and he kept bringing up old things that aren't even co-parenting related. So I told him that I fucked his best friend first, and that I never cared about him. I hate co-parenting with him because he won't let go of the past. We've been broken up for 10 years now, and honestly, being with him is one of my biggest life regrets. But how do you look your own kid in their face, knowing that it's impossible for you to fully love them the way a mother should because you hate their dad? The disagreement was so stupid and simple, but it resulted in my son showing up to school 4 hours late. Usually I would remove him from that situation, but this time, instead of taking him away, I'm making him stay. This message is bigger than me, it's bigger than my son, it's bigger than my baby daddy. If I didn't care about the younger generation, and I didn't care about the youth, and I didn't want them to be better, I definitely would keep this shit to myself. Posting this was not easy for me, to say the least, but it was very liberating. I feel so much better now that I'm able to get that off of my chest. I've suffered from severe depression since I was 6 years old. I started getting S-word thoughts at around maybe like 6 or 7, and I started to execute those thoughts at 12 years old. I felt alone and I felt unloved by my family and by my parents. While I was coming up in high school, there were so many teen moms, and these teen moms would glamorize parenthood. You see them with Jordans on their kids and all these cute little pictures and all these posts about how they love their kids so much and it's their world and how much unconditional love their kids give them. I wanted that for myself. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be cared about. I wanted to love somebody. And so I went and had a baby. I wanted a baby. That's that. I only ever planned for having a baby. I didn't plan on that baby growing up and going to elementary school or going to college and being an adult. I did not even plan for any of that because I was a stupid little girl. I wasn't thinking logically. I was thinking with my emotions. And so I had that baby. And my pregnancy was rough. And God tested me throughout his life. First lesson I learned was that you cannot choose the gender of a baby. I expected to have a daughter, and guess what? I had a son. Second lesson that I learned is that they eventually grow up. They do not stay babies forever. Third lesson that I learned is that you really don't know what your kid's going to be, what they're going to like. You can't have plans for them. I never planned on having an autistic son. I never planned on, I thought I was going to have me a little basketball player once I found out I had a boy. And that wasn't the case. And honestly, that's okay. And then the last thing that I learned is that no matter what, his dad is not going anywhere. I could have somebody adopt my son right now, but guess what? When he goes to the doctor and they ask for family health history on his dad's side, I'm going to be talking about his biological father. Any milestone that my son takes, he has to be there. He doesn't go away. Even if it's for a while, he will come back up at some point in time, him and his family. I love the youth and I care about them. And I just don't want them to make the same mistakes that I made. Because it's not fair to me, it's not fair to my son, and it's not fair to his dad either. I want people to stop over-glamorizing motherhood and tell the truth. Stop lying to these young girls and making it seem like it's something that it's not. Motherhood has its ups and downs, and that's okay. But don't.
Now, after that first video, she got backlash. So she came back and tried to clean it up some. And, she talked about how she had, issues since she was 6 years old. She didn't feel worthy. She didn't feel loved. She didn't feel all these different things. And this right here leads into her decision making when it's time to have a child. And she didn't take into account all the stuff it takes that actual child is going to grow up. Then she had the idea of her son, of having she wanted a daughter, but she ended up having a son, and the son comes out autistic and having to deal with all those different things. And she's not ready for that. But this is what casual sex bring you. Not understanding sacrifice, commitment. So she's saying, well, people always talk about the happy things, talk about the sad things. Well, you were already sad since you were 6 years old, so your mind is already fixated on bad and sad. You already didn't feel loved. So you're not acting when you're doing this. This is a part of who you are. This is your makeup. So my thing is, I'm concerned about the child. Like, you can clean it up, she can clean it up all she wants. But this is the thing. There's thousands of young girls like this all across America. Because when you are given forewarning, you don't listen. And a lot of you women, when you partake in casual sex, you get stuck with the baby. You get stuck with the brunt of the responsibilities. I'm not saying it's fair or right, but it is what it is. So we don't have to go back and forth about what it should be. We're going to stay on what it is. So when you put yourself in that situation by indulging in casual sex, this is the outcome for a lot of you women. So as a father, as a husband, as an uncle, a cousin, all those different things for women, I don't want nothing from you. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of y'all feel just like this woman, but you're not online saying this kind of stuff. You're saying it inside your household. You leaving these kind of messages on your baby father's answering machine or texting them and this kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, you have to protect yourself. You can't just let anybody put a baby in you. And you have to have a baby when you're ready, when you have your mind mentally right. This is a sad thing, but this is what it is. But I'm gonna cut this short here. Make sure you guys leave your comments in your comment section about this. Tell me what you think about this situation. Tell me you think that baby is safe. This was a very alarming video. But leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.